The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I am very excited for our session today as we have the introduction to NuFACE for Hand and Stone Estheticians. My name is Jacqueline Palmieri. I am the Director of Aesthetic Operations for Hand and Stone. And if you're watching this today and you're watching it live, feel free to type into the chat any questions that you might have. And we'll be sure to periodically stop and go through them, as well as leaving some time at the end to answer some questions as well. The session will be recorded and shared for anyone that cannot attend today. So if you're not on, or if you'd like to re-review any of the information, we will definitely be distributing this. Today I'm joined by Emma Nowakowski, who is the Global Director of Education and Training for NuFACE, super knowledgeable, and actually comes from Dermalogica. So you will notice in some of her education style that she presents in a way that you're very familiar with. So if you want to just scroll over to the next slide, Emma.
Sure.
And so I just want to welcome you all today. I'm going to let Emma take it from here for the majority of the presentation, as this is going to go in depth into education, product knowledge, device technology, and the science behind the service. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Emma.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for the gift of your time today. Super excited to be here with you, as Jacqueline alluded to really walk you through the NuFACE brand and really get you comfortable and familiar with the devices, the technology, the products that go along with the NuFACE brand as well. NuFACE is not a new brand. You know, we really are, you know, the innovators of this clinically proven at-home anti-aging, you know, devices and attachments that are, you know, we hope will be used by every client to really look and feel more beautiful. And NuFACE has been around since 2005. You know, it's not a new technology. Microcurrent itself has been used for many, many years in more of the sort of medical field, even treating things like Bell's palsy for those people that have that facial paralysis. And so, you know, it's great that we can be the pioneers of this microcurrent technology for over 30 years and integrate it into the treatment room and for the clients at home to really gain a lot of amazing results from lifting, toning, contouring, improving the skin's radiance and optimal skin health as well. So when we look at how NuFACE got to where we are today, Carol Cole, as you can see in the top images there on the left of your screen, Carol Cole is the creator of NuFACE. She's been in the industry as a licensed esthetician for over 30 years, and she started her career at the famed Golden Door Spa in Escondido, California, and really specialized in microcurrent facials. And she really basically like quickly developed this loyal client following. So she would travel from, you know, San Diego up to Los Angeles to really sort of treat the who's who of Hollywood, from, you know, directors at Paramount Studios to the writers to the actors. And she would even go into their homes to provide these regular microcurrent treatments. And what she was finding is that the clients were really desiring, you know, this non-invasive anti-aging treatment, and they wanted to get these results on a more regular basis. And so it came to her mind to basically create a handheld microcurrent basically device that they could use in their own homes to really prolong the therapeutic benefits of the microcurrent facials that she was providing. So really taking this anti-aging into their hands. And along with her daughters, both Tara Peterson and then Kimberly Morales as well, they basically looked to change the industry, like I said, back in 2005, and get this amazing device out there. In 2007, we also, as a company, became FDA cleared. So FDA clearance means that the devices have gone through this rigorous testing. They are safe, they are effective for use. So they've had a lot of clinical studies performed on them to make sure that they really deliver, you know, what we attest to. And then in 2011, we actually launched our multifunctional Trinity device that has the 2 technologies, the 3 attachments. It really is a device that grows with you. So just to show you one of the kind of second generations of our device, this is the second generation. The first generation of this device as Tara would tell you, was like the size of a small child. It was larger than her head. And you can really see that transformation. It was just a handheld microcurrent device. And now, like I mentioned, you know, we've got not only microcurrent on this device, we've also got red LED, and along with a precision tool for around the eyes and the mouth region as well. Feel free, like Jacqueline mentioned, to, you know, obviously ask any questions that you might have. We've also got the wonderful Alex on the back end who will be filtering through those questions and be able to answer anything that you might desire. So microcurrent, when we think about what this is, first of all, microcurrent, like I mentioned, is not a new technology. It's been used in the physical therapy field. It's great for pain management. It's great for facial paralysis conditions, like I had alluded to, like Bell's palsy. But when we think about what microcurrent can do, it is basically both instant and cumulative, meaning that you're going to get that instant transformation in the skin. You're going to see that lifting. You're going to see the contouring. You're going to see the tone change in the skin. You're really going to start to, though, over time, start to see the effects on the skin be more maintained. So it's a little bit like going for a workout. You know, you're going to feel that change, maybe see that change, but with long-term fitness, you know, that's where you really see the ultimate benefits. So microcurrent is a very, very low level electrical current that's really capable of facial stimulation. So what it does is it sends these soft, gentle waves of microcurrent from the device via an activator, like we can see here, the Aqua Gel or the silk. This is the conductor. So when that conductor is applied to the skin, it's got these amazing ions in there and glacial water that allows us to take that microcurrent technology, harness it, and take it down to the skin and then down to the muscles to really help to re-energize, you know, this natural ionic flow that we have within our body. So they're really micro-sized pulsating currents. You really don't experience them. If you've got your activator on the skin and it harnesses that technology, you shouldn't feel that prickly sensation. If you do, you just go ahead, apply a little bit more of your activator because it should be virtually subsensory. And like I mentioned, what the device does is it helps to tone, it helps to lift, it helps to contour, it improves the overall radiance of your skin for real optimal skin health as well. So when we think about, you know, as we begin to age, when we're much younger, we have this optimal level of this ionic flow within our skin. And, you know, it really helps to drive all the biological exchanges that happen on a much sort of deeper level. But as we age, that sort of ionic flow begins to deplete. And what that causes is slower cell renewal, slower collagen and elastin production. It slows down the ATP within our cells as well, which is the energy that we really need. So there are three main kind of mechanisms, if you like, of microcurrent. The first is basically the stimulation. What that does is it increases the natural circulation, the microcirculation, to really help to feed the cells with oxygen and nutrients, and it gives the skin that amazing glow and radiance. That's number one. Number two is it also, you know, helps to, you know, like we mentioned, gently sort of energize the muscles to help with the loss of tone, loss of elasticity in the skin as well. And then the third mechanism is it helps to stimulate the energy powerhouse of our cell, which is the energy molecule ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. And in doing that, it helps to stimulate both collagen and elastin production. That's really going to help to minimize the appearance of finer lines and wrinkles as well. Okay. See if I can get my mouse back here so we can move forward. So in order to, like I mentioned, really get the optimal result from your microcurrent device, there are really three, you know, essential steps that we need to be performing. The first of those needs to be that we need to have clean skin, right? So we need to make sure that the skin is cleansed and exfoliated prior. We then want to make sure that our skin is all the time at its optimal hydration levels, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then lastly, in order to lift, we need to activate first, applying that conductor to the skin to really sort of get those optimal results. So we need to prepare the skin. We want to make sure, in order to get that optimal conductivity from the device to the skin and down to the muscles, We need to cleanse the skin effectively to begin with ideally an oil-free cleanser, because oil can impede the microcurrent from transferring. And then if we've exfoliated the skin as well, remember that also brings fresh hydrated cells to the surface of the skin, number one. And two, it just removes any of those surface keratinized cells that have dried out, again, that can impede microcurrent transferring into the skin and down to the muscles. So cleanse the skin, exfoliate the skin. You can just do your exfoliation as normal 2-3 times a week for optimal results, maybe on the days that you're using your microcurrent device, and we'll talk about that as we go through. Okay. So one of the things that we have is our Prep and Glow wipes. These are perfect for, you know, obviously being able to cleanse the skin. One side of those wipes is this soft woven lace. The other side is a micro dotted side, and that micro dotted side provides that exfoliation. So it's really a great sort of almost 3-in-1, if you like, because it provides hydration for the skin as well, but it's going to cleanse, it's going to exfoliate, it's going to hydrate the skin, again, making sure that we are prepared and ready to receive that microcurrent. The next is hydration, right? So microcurrent loves hydrated skin. The more we can hydrate the skin topically or internally, so externally, maybe through surface hydration, making sure that we are regularly using a moisturizer, maybe applying topical masks that hydrate the skin throughout the week as well. You know, your everyday serums that you might be using that can provide, you know, maybe some hyaluronic acid to plump up and hydrate those cells as well. The other is obviously to make sure that we are hydrating internally as well. So the more we can internally hydrate those cells, again, you know, it just helps to maintain cellular function, and again, helps with the device performance as well. Now, just like any fitness routine, and we kind of refer to NuFACE as fitness for your face, but like any fitness routine, you really want to have kind of like a fitness buddy. You always get a better workout when you're doing it with a friend. And so in order to do that, we need to, again, like I mentioned, harness that microcurrent technology. And the way that we do that is through activating. So our activators are specifically formulated with ions, which are basically charged mineral particles like magnesium and sodium and copper. And they really help to create this great conduction of microcurrent. In addition, they've got a beautiful glacial water that actually comes from Canada that we use. Again, very rich in sodium and potassium as well. And what that does is it creates this great ionic environment on the skin that also not only helps to prevent transepidermal water loss or dehydration, but again, water and hydration and microcurrent go hand in hand. So it really helps to transfer that microcurrent down to the skin and down to the muscle as well. So our ionized skincare, you know, was really developed to be that, you know, supercharged sidekick to your device, formulated with our proprietary blend of IonPlex, which is an ion complex that we just spoke about. Plus, in addition to that as well, the amazing activators have these clinical gold standard ingredients in here that not are only, you know, helping with the conduction, but are also helping to treat the skin and target any specific skin concerns that you might have as well, whether it's dehydration or whether it's looking at helping to brighten and firm the skin as well. So you can think of them like a traditional skincare product. You know, you use them to conduct the microcurrent, but then after that lift is complete, you're still getting these amazing benefits, skincare active benefits to treat the skin in addition. So the first of these is our Aqua Gel. So our hydrating Aqua Gel is an innovative, very lightweight hydrating gel. Again, it's really formulated with that precise concentration of those ions and that glacial water to provide not only optimal hydration, but also optimal results with your microcurrent as well. It also provides a cushioning effect to allow us to glide on the skin. It comes in this, what we call an actuator pump in retail, or comes in a pump form for your professional back bar. And then also that 10 ounce is available for clients to purchase as well. The actuator pump is great for clients because one single pump is about exactly what you're going to need per treatment area when you're working with your device. These are class 2 as well device technically, so they have been clinically proven to really provide up to 24 hours of hydration. So it really is going to help to, you know, increase those levels of skin hydration throughout the day as well for up to 24 hours. So we've got the Ionplex, the ions, and the glacial water in here. In addition to that, we've also got some hyaluronic acid. As you know, that is an amazing humectant for the skin, really enabling a lot of increased hydration, along with Phytomoist, which is the betaine, and then also the snow mushroom as well, to really provide that advanced hydration in the skin. I also love to use this a couple of times a week, even just as a mask for the skin. But ultimately, you can think of it almost like using a hydrating mask on your skin whilst you're actually using your device. So you're getting your device benefits and you're getting the treatment benefits as well from the activator. Okay, so that is our first. Again, you know, fantastic as, you know, the hydrator aspect. And then the second is our powerhouse. And the powerhouse here is our Silk Creme. So this is a little different. Our Silk Creme is an innovative, like, firming and brightening, silky, creamy formulation. It's multi-beneficial as a product. It, again, is not only just going to harness the microcurrent technology, but it has amazing active ingredients in here, treating the skin like a serum to help with, you know, firming the skin, with brightening the skin, and again, like, formulated with that precise concentration of those ions as well. So when we think about some of the ingredients in here, it's inbuilt with these 8 phytoplant actives. So these plant active extracts that are in here, everything from snow mushroom to red clover to help to minimize the pore size, to some sunflower oil to help to nourish the skin. And then we have our oh my gosh, it's gone out of my head. I'm trying to think of the name of it. My gosh. African leaf juice, African leaf juice, which is really great at helping to stimulate the natural production of elastin in your skin. And then in addition to that, we have this time-release blend, this micro-encapsulated delivery system of 3 plant extracts. We've got summer snowflake, we've got the dragon fruit extract, and then we've got daisy flower in here as well. So those 3 active ingredients are really going to help with really brightening the skin, helping with some hyperpigmentation concerns. And again, you just get this really moisturizing, you know, application with this sort of cream formulation. So it's very, very unique. It's not a gel, it's that creamy formulation that is really going to treat the skin almost like a moisturizer. So once you have applied that activator to the skin and you finish your treatment, you could even, and both of these are leave on, but you could leave that on without even needing to, you know, apply a moisturizer to the skin as well. So for those of you like myself that are a little bit on the oilier side, you're literally good to go as soon as your microcurrent 5-minute facial lift is over. Okay. So again, the amount that you would need to use is about a mask-like layer is what we kind of, you know, normally speak to. Again, if it's the actuator pump, it's 1 single pump of the product. So again, FDA cleared to really, you know, demonstrate the results that the device is going to really perform, clinically tested as well to diminish the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles in as little as 2 weeks, provides that instant plumping and firming in the skin as well. Okay. And then the last of our activators, and we'll talk about the NuFACE Fix, you know, as we go into the device portion, but our Fix Line Smoothing Serum, you know, really helps to target brightening around the eyes, around the mouth area. It helps to tighten, it helps to smooth the skin as well. And it has uniquely been designed to pair along with the Fix device. And that is an amazing activator to really help to sort of brighten any sort of dark circles around the eye area. It's got these light optical illuminators built in. We've got this triple peptide complex as well with 3 different peptides to really help to you know, boost that collagen, boost the elastin production to minimize fine lines and wrinkles. It also has an effect on inhibiting acetylcholine release, which really helps to sort of stop the muscle movement, again helping with, you know, things like marionette lines and crow's feet around the eyes as well. We get the brightening, like I said, from those light reflecting pigments in here. And then the hyaluronic acid is going to provide some great hydration as well. So you would literally just, again, apply a little mask-like layer on the areas that you've got concerns. It could be on the forehead region, it could be around the eyes. And we'll talk about the device in a moment, but this is really more topical with microcurrent to really boost the circulation, to really help to improve those finer lines and wrinkles. So I want you to think of the Fix Line Smoothing Serum as like the literal, you know, best friend and partner. They come as this dynamic duo and they utilize together to get the best results possible. All of the activators are also a clean formulation as well. So they're clean at Sephora. They are a clean formulation in order to make sure that, you know, if your clients are concerned about animal byproducts, about, I don't know, phenols or bad ingredients that, you know, we know of that are sometimes part of skincare products, now we can know very confidently that these are a great clean formulation as well. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the Trinity device. So like I mentioned, this is the 3rd generation of the device. We have the device itself that has what we call this facial trainer attachment that is detachable on the back of the device. You have this button that you depress to, you know, detach, or you repress it again to reattach that attachment. So this is our facial trainer attachment. It really is for the larger muscles of the face and neck region, okay? Whereas, as we'll talk about in a second, our effective lip and eye attachment, that's more as a precision tool for areas around the eyes and around the mouth region as well. So the device itself is one device with 2 technologies. We've got microcurrent, and then we also have a red LED as well, which we'll touch on in a second. So you have these 3 attachments on one device with 2 technologies. So it really is a device, I say, that grows with you as your skin ages. This is like a go-to device for somebody who is like 35 plus. Anybody below that age could, you know, just use the mini device, or they could use the fixed device. But, you know, if you're looking for something that's all singing, all dancing, and that can really, you know, help to not only help with lifting, toning, contouring, but minimize the appearance of finer lines and wrinkles as well with that red LED, this is the device that you're going to want your clients to really reach for, okay? So our Pro device, our Trinity Pro device with the facial trainer attachment, this comes as a part of our kit, and it would also come with a 2 ounce of that hydrating Aqua Gel or the hydrating leave-on gel primer, whichever you currently still have. And then the attachments would be sold separately for the client to purchase, again, as they start to see the need for those additional attachments as well. The microcurrent that is produced from the Pro Trinity device versus just the Trinity device itself is we've typically got about 71 to about 335 microamps. When we're looking at the Pro device now, we're going up to about 400 microamps. So it is a little stronger. They can only purchase this Pro device, you know, in your locations. This is not something that they can purchase online. So that's a great sort of added benefit when you're talking to, you know, your clients about the device post-treatment. So when they've received this in the treatment room, you can literally say, this is the professional device that was used today. You know, you're really going to see some amazing results, the firming, the lifting, and the contouring. And this device you can only purchase through us because you've got that increase in microamps as well. Okay. Alex, any questions coming through so far that that need to be answered right now before I continue on?
No, this is all fantastic, Emma. I actually am not able to see the chat, so if there is, Jacqueline will be able to let you know. But thus far, this has been fantastic. I hope everybody is loving all of this info. Exciting things are coming to Canada for sure into your Hand and Stone locations.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex.
Of
No
course.
questions yet.
Yeah.
No questions.
Okay, no questions. Perfect. So the device itself, when your client would first receive the device or you first receive the device, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and charge the device for a good 12 hours to get it its full battery life. And then you can just not have to have it plugged in, but you can just leave it sit in the cradle You know, if you're keeping them in the bathroom, maybe store it in a drawer just away from water to keep it protected. You can wipe over the device once you finish, just with a damp cloth to sort of maintain it and make sure that you're keeping it clean. I wouldn't recommend using alcohols or any kind of sterilizing fluids, and don't obviously submerge it completely in any fluids like that. You could wipe over with something that I think we have, is it Clean Republic, Alex? That is a great sort of very natural, gentle cleanser for the device, you know, should you so choose to do. But simply just wiping over on a regular basis with a damp cloth, drying it thoroughly, and then stowing it back into its cradle. How somebody would utilize the device, and I'll walk you through the actual hands-on in a moment, but how they would utilize the device for optimal results is we want to get them using it at least for the first 60 days, about, you know, anywhere between 3 and 5 times a week, but 5 times a week for the first 60 days is optimal. And then they can go down to about 2 to 3 times a week thereafter, just to maintain the results that they're seeing. So it's a little bit like, you know, you've gotten yourself fit, you've kind of maybe lost the weight that you were looking to lose, you've really got that fitness amped up to where it needs to be, and now you just kind of want to maintain, and that's exactly what you're going to be doing with your device. So again, complete fitness for the face. Okay, so some clinical results just to share with you and show you here. You know, this was basically performed on 56 subjects. Again, this is the device being used 5 times a week for that first 60 days. And you can see clearly the profound results from utilizing the Trinity Pro with that facial trainer attachment. I'm sure you can see some of the great results here, that sculpted jawline. You know, you can really see the contouring, you can just see the smoothness, and the overall radiance really sort of shifts and changes, right? You've got more of an even skin tone there as well. So I will attest to this. I'm 47 years old. The neck region, this jawline region, this is where, for those of you that are not at my age at this point, are definitely going to start to see those changes shift, you know, in this region. And it has been a total game changer for me to really sculpt and contour that and make me sort of feel more youthful again. When we look at the sort of changes that we can see in the forehead region from this image, you know, again, those lines and wrinkles, the depth of those has definitely minimized, and it ultimately is looking just so much smoother. Okay. So the next attachment is our effective lip and eye attachment. And again, to go ahead and detach, press that and depress that button in the back. Okay. And then we can go ahead, depress it again, and then attach your effective lip and eye attachment. So this was launched back in 2013 to really provide focused attention for those harder to reach areas, like around the eye region, so we can kind of get more up close and personal, help with hooded lids. We can help to minimize those finer lines and wrinkles, get in there to help with any of like the crow's feet or those marionette lines around the mouth, and really help to, you know, just improve that overall fullness around the lips. Because again, as we start to age, you know, we start to see everything sort of sagging down. We get hooded lids and we get those thinner lips as well. So this is really going to help to address those specific concerns. Okay. So as we've got these circular muscles, right, these spherical muscles around both the mouth, the bicularis oris muscle and the bicularis oculi muscle, we're going to be working in towards that origin and insertion point around the mouth. And because we've got these much smaller ones, it allows us, again, precisely to get in where we need to go. What we don't want to be doing is taking our facial trainer attachment or the mini and applying it right under the eye area, because what we're going to end up ultimately doing is pulling that circular muscle. So we want to maintain sort of on the cheekbone and really spend our time with, you know, that precision tool in and around the eye and lip regions. Okay, so this output is about anywhere from 36 to 200 microamps. Again, it's, you know, going to be, you know, a little bit lower because this is a much more delicate, thinner skinned region around the eyes and around the lip area as well. And then, you know, again, just using it in exactly the same way for that first 60 days. You want to be using it about 5 times a week, and then about 2 to 3 times a week thereafter as well. So for both attachments, you're going to be needing to use, don't forget, your activator, whether it's around the eyes, around the mouth, or whether it's the full face as well. That needs to be the partner to the device to really harness that microcurrent technology. And then the last attachment that we have that can go onto the Trinity device, the last smart attachment is our LED attachment. And the LED attachment itself utilizes red light, it utilizes infrared light and amber light as well. And for those of you that are already currently using light as a therapy, red light has obviously been proven to help to stimulate the production of collagen and elastin. It works at that biological level to really improve the cells, to really help to really improve the overall production of collagen and elastin, to really minimize the appearance of those deeper lines and wrinkles. So you could use this as like a full face treatment. We're really literally taking the power of light and helping to minimize those deeper lines and wrinkles on the face. So this doesn't incorporate microcurrent. It is a standalone LED attachment, again, to minimize the appearance of finer lines and wrinkles. So we've basically got 36 LEDs inbuilt into the smart attachment itself. We've got 22 red, we've got 10 amber and 4 infrared. It gives you around 25,000 hours of use, and you get these 4 pulses per second. So you'll notice that it basically has this intermittency when it's working, and that's twofold. One, through these clinical studies, it's been proven that a flashing LED versus a static LED can actually help to really improve and, I'm trying to think of the word, almost confuse, if you like, the skin. And again, it helps to really improve that collagen and elastin, that ATP, the adenosine triphosphate production. Plus also through that intermittent flashing of the LED as well, it doesn't allow that attachment to really warm up, because many of you will know that if you overheat the skin, you can induce melanin production. So, it really is twofold. So again, you're going to use this per targeted treatment area. So when you're using the microcurrent, you're doing like a 5-minute treatment, 2.5 minutes per side of the face, or about 2.5 minutes per eye region or around the mouth. With this one, what you're doing is you're going to be applying it to the specific areas of concern on your skin. And again, I'll walk you through this in a few minutes. And you're literally just going to hold the smart attachment directly onto the skin for 3 minutes. The device itself is going to beep. When it gets to that 3 minutes, then you're going to move the device to the next treatment area that you're wanting to treat. So again, ideally using this at least 5 times a week for that first 60 days and 2 to 3 times a week thereafter. I personally love to do my microcurrent in the morning. I'll use my fix sometimes if I don't have time. I might just use my effective lip and eye if, I'm just kind of wanting to widen everything up and kind of improve the eye region. Or if I'm wanting to do a full facial lift. I find this the most easy to use at night. Sometimes I'll just sit while I'm watching the TV and just go through the 21 minutes, which is 3 minutes per treatment area of the 7 areas that we speak to. But nighttime, I find it easy to also keep it on my bedside and just kind of lie there and use it as my opportunity to really relax. Okay. Any questions coming in, Alex?
No questions. No, you're fine. One thing I just wanted to make sure to remind everybody is that the red light is actually just a retail only offering attachment. So that's something really special to be able to speak to your clients in the retail space, adding on to what they already love about NuFACE that you've shown them in, that Emma's going to go through all of the how-tos on the other attachment. But just so everybody knows, the red light is a retail only component attachment for you guys to offer. But everything else, trust me, you will love the red light. You just need to try it once and you will absolutely love it.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Again, the results speak for themselves. And you don't need any product with this one. So clean, dry skin. And ultimately what we always recommend, and again, I'll walk you through this as we go through the full treatment in a second, but you want to use if you're using the treatment devices consecutively, like if you're going to use your attachments, your microcurrent and your red LED, you ultimately want to use your red LED first. I think of it like going for a massage and you've got the warmer on the table to help to sort of relax the muscles. We want to do that first. We don't want to sort of, tighten tone and contour the muscles and then use something that is a warming attachment, right? So you want to ultimately use your wrinkle reducer attachment first, and then follow it, if you're doing it consecutively, then follow it along with your microcurrent activator, and then either your facial trainer or both your effective lip and eye attachment as well. Okay.
Yeah, we did have a question come in. How does the Trinity amps compare against other microlifting facials, such as the Hydrodermy lift?
Interesting. I've not heard of that particular device personally. I mean, we work specifically within that sort of realm right now of always maintaining the micro amps for us as a brand below 600. And the purpose to sort of go in below 600 or 400 and below, as we've got them right now currently, is because if you start to increase too much microcurrent, because we often think, more is better, right? If we use higher microamps, we're going to get better results. And it's actually the opposite that's true, right? So what ends up happening is you fatigue the muscles. For those of you that understand a TENS machine, microcurrent going up way, way, way into the higher realm of the microamps causes the muscles to contract like a TENS machine. What we don't want to do is we don't want to fatigue the muscle, right? What we're trying to do is just stimulate that adenosine triphosphate, that energy molecule of the cell, to really gain the results that we need to trigger the collagen, to trigger the elastin, to help with triggering that facial stimulation of the muscles to help to re-energize that ionic flow as well. So when you go above 600 microamps, it actually, basically depletes or starts to deplete that ATP. So that's why we like to sit in that sweet spot, from sort of like that 70 microamps up to that 400 microamps currently. Okay, hopefully that answers that question. So the clinical results, as you can see here from utilizing that red LED, you can again just see that overall improvement in radiance in the skin, minimizing those finer lines and wrinkles as well, both on the forehead as well. You can see a huge dramatic effect. Sometimes, if I don't have time, I will just focus on one area. I've got my office downstairs. Sometimes I'll literally just sit and work and do sort of, my presentations and things like that. And literally I'll just sit there with it on my areas of concern for 3 minutes. It couldn't be easier, to sort of utilize. All right, so a device that is petite and portable, and excuse me for doing this, I'm just gonna run and grab those devices. Alex, if you wanna speak a little bit to Mini, let me just grab that Mini device to just show everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So the really important difference to know between the Mini and the Trinity Pro is the Mini is great for those who are just starting out with microcurrent, really interested in the technology, but not quite at the point where they need to correct anything. You can think about the Mini device as your more preventative device option. Another difference between the Trinity Pro device and the Mini is that the attachment that you see with the model's device in her hand, that's actually the only attachment that fits onto the device. You are not able to change the attachment heads. So again, you can view the Mini device as more of your preventative option, and your Trinity Pro with all those other attachment options as more of your corrective. So there is 3 levels on this device. You would utilize this device the same exact way you're going to utilize your Trinity Pro with regards to doing a 5-minute facial lift, as Emma said, 2.5 minutes on each side of the face, including the neck. Or you could do more focused treatments, which we like to call our advanced holds, into those areas that you want a little bit more focus. So for me personally, that is my brow and my eye area. Many will like the jaw area more contoured, and Emma could definitely show you what the Mini device and what those attachments and those holds what those holds look like as well. But this is a great option, like I said, for those clients that you have that come in that really just want They're not super sure, but they loved the treatment that you gave them in the as a service, but they're not really sure if they want to go ahead and commit to the Trinity Pro. So the mini device is a great starting out device. But like I said, you would utilize it with your activator of choice, be it the Silk Creme or the hydrating Aqua Gel. And then from there, you'll be able to you'll get those clients so in love with what the technology can provide them that they will definitely next time want to level up, as we like to say, to the Trinity Pro device.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex. Explained that beautifully.
I learned from the best, Emma.
So yeah, when you're working with this device, you're working from 71 microamps up to the 340 microamps. So a little bit lower than what that Trinity device can perform, up to the 400 microamps as well. Yeah, so totally petite, totally portable, amazing for that, what we call NuFACE newbie, somebody that's new to the line, maybe somebody, below that 35 age group that doesn't necessarily need that device to grow with them as well. Okay. So this is the device here. This works a little differently. So when we think about, the actual power faces on both of these devices, we've got the plus and minus on the Trinity device to increase. Just when you're using microcurrent, the LED is set to one sort of level. So you can power up through 5 different intensity levels on your Trinity device. However, when you're working with your mini device, you just go ahead and turn this one on. So this device itself has 3 settings, right? So this has an intensity of 1, 2, and then 3 with its settings. Again, you can work all the way up. And the way that you're going to increase the intensity on this device is by powering that sort of power button once, twice, 3 times. So when they're all illuminated, that's when you've got your full amount of microcurrent being delivered from the device to the skin and down to the muscles as well. Okay, great stuff. Unfortunately, I cannot find the fixed device to show and tell. So I don't know if, Alex, if you have that available right now. I couldn't find it when I was looking. My apologies. So our fixed device is amazing. It is a mascara-sized device. It launched in 2018, and it really is the perfect add-on for any of your facials. It is this amazing fine line eraser. It literally, you're going to do these circular motions or these zigzag motions around the areas where you've got finer lines like crow's feet, the marionette lines, maybe those finer lines around the lips. Between the eyebrows is the area that normally I get up and go with, between the eyebrow region as well, to help to minimize the appearance of those lines. So you're going to get a very immediate targeted treatment with this device to really sort of boost and minimize that appearance of finer lines and wrinkles. It's a great entry level device as well, very similar to the mini. They're sort of a great sort of power partnership, again, below, the age of 35. But again, 35 plus, those people that sort of want a quick fix, literally, then that's really going to allow you to face tune and fine tune at your fingertips with this device. And you can see it there in the picture. So you've got these much, much smaller spheres, microcurrent spheres on the device. And so it's more topical, right? It's not taking the microcurrent through the skin down to the muscle. It's working at that sort of epidermal to the dermal layers of the skin as well. So really targeting the look of finer lines and wrinkles around the eyes, maybe on the forehead, and definitely around the mouth as well. So we sometimes will perform what we call the lip flick with the device, which really helps to, again, give the appearance of those fuller lips. You're just going to apply your fixed line smoothing serum around those areas, and in a flicking motion, which I'll show you in just a moment, we can actually utilize that device, on those regions as well. So when you purchase the device, it comes along with the fixed line smoothing serum in that retail size. And again, you've got this great sort of metal applicator on here as well, which has a great cooling effect on the skin as well to help with sort of any puffiness. You would apply that product to the skin, in those areas of concern, turn on your fixed device, and then literally it powers off after 3 minutes. Our mini device powers off after 5 minutes, and then your facial trainer attachment on your Trinity device powers down after 21 minutes.
I
Okay.
apologize for my appearance. I was not ready to go on camera.
Sorry, so sorry, Alex. Thank you.
But I'm here for you. This is the amazing fixed device. You guys can think about it like your pencil eraser. It's the best.
Yeah. And I'll probably use you again in a second, Alex, when we go into like the hands-on, if you wouldn't mind just kind of demonstrating, you know, when we go into that.
Use it. I haven't done my fix today.
Yeah, I couldn't be better for timing then. Excellent. So don't forget, like I said, though, to fully really activate, you know, your fixed device, you want to be, you know, partnering it together, that dynamic duo, utilizing it with your fixed line smoothing serum as well. So this provides about 200 microamps of that microcurrent as well. It's great. It has a tactile feel. It has this little energizing hum so that you know the device is on. And 3 minutes is all you need per treatment area. So, you know, the fact that it powers down for you automatically to say that your treatment is complete, it is like a little, you know, little added bonus, if you like, as well. Okay. Great. So these are some of the clinical results that you're going to see through using the fix. You can really see literally after a 3-minute treatment, you know, from the images here at baseline versus 3 minutes, you see that instant result. The finer lines really are smoothed out. The results speak for themselves. Again, clinically shown to really instantly help to visibly improve and tighten and smooth those finer lines and wrinkles. So really providing a more like radiant and youthful, you know, eye region or a fuller looking lip region as well. Okay, so when we look at the lips, you can see again instantly at that 3-minute point, you know, those deepened lines have just really started to smooth out. Again, just giving, you know, the client fantastic results. So any additional questions, Jacqueline, coming through before we jump into a little hands-on session?
Nope, nothing yet.
All right, fantastic. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk you through how we would utilize the device. I'm going to do everything on the one side of my face so that you can see this in action in real time. Super, super easy, super simple. You know, this is just a great anti-aging at-home option for your clients. Like I mentioned, or I think Alex was talking about it earlier on, you know, in your treatment room, if you are utilizing your red LED, which you have with, you know, another brand, this is going to be a great attachment for you to recommend to your clients as like a way to really maintain the therapeutic benefits of that treatment that you've provided in the treatment room. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take my Prep and Glow wipe. I'm just going to go ahead and cleanse the one side of my skin. Literally just to show you, I was wearing makeup. And then you can obviously, if it's a day that you need to, you could flip that over and go into your exfoliation as well with your Prep and Glow wipe as well. So once you have cleansed the skin, we're going to go ahead and then what we're going to do is use our Trinity Wrinkle Reducer attachment. You'll see that it literally beeps and sort of flashes for about 3 or 4 flashes, and that's just to calibrate the device. If it doesn't go on the skin immediately, it will beep at you again to remind you to put it on your skin like that. And then you're going to choose your areas. So this could be one of the areas on the nasal labial fold through here. You would hold this in position for that 3 minutes. You could just sit and relax. I don't know, read a book. You could watch some TV. You could just lay there in bed and take that time for yourself. So 3 minutes would be in this one region here, or an area that you're seeing those finer lines, deeper lines, and wrinkles. Or we can place it right here underneath that eye region towards the side of the eyes, again, sort of focusing maybe on the crow's feet. And then we would go ahead, repeat the 3 minutes on the other side to each of those 3 areas. And then we can finish right here. I like to place it right on those 11s between the eyes, or you could do 2 positions if you would prefer. But it really, the LED, the red light really does come out a little bit further. So it is treating beyond where that attachment is being positioned on the skin as well. Okay, so it really couldn't be simpler. Then you're going to go ahead, turn off your device, detach your wrinkle reducer attachment, go ahead and then attach your facial trainer attachment. We're going to place that back in the cradle until we need it. The next thing we want to do is we're going to be treating the neck region. Is I'm going to go ahead because my concern is more aging on the neck region. So I'm going to take some of the Silk Creme Activator and apply it to the neck. So you want to apply it like down to the collarbone, down the front of the neck, even though you're not going to be utilizing that device attachment right on the center of the neck, but you want to come right underneath the jawline, down the center, and then fill in all the way towards the back of the neck area. So you want that one full pump or a good mask-like layer of your product. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, power on our Trinity device. We're going to turn it up on its fullest capacity, so on the 5th intensity level. And then we're going to take the device, we're going to hold it vertically, so stacking those spheres one above the other. We're going to apply it off center on the neck, and we're going to do a slow glide from off center towards the back of the neck. You'll hear the beeping. So roughly about every 5 seconds or so, it's going to beep. I call that your guide to glide. So when it beeps, we'll wait for the beep. There it is. And then very, very slowly, you should go from beep 1 to beep 2. There it is. Apply then in the middle of the neck, off center. Again, gliding to the beep. And then right underneath that jawline, you really want to sculpt that right underneath all the way up to the earlobe. And then you're going to repeat that 2 more times. So you're basically doing 3 movements, gliding from off center on the neck, at the clavicle area, the middle of the neck, and then right underneath that jawline again here. Okay, and then so you would repeat that for a total of 3. You can also do some advanced holds too, where you literally just hold for 1 to 2 beeps, and you go through those same motions. I'm just going to do it for 1 beep so you can see. And then here, and then you would repeat 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn your device into a horizontal hold for 1 to 2 beeps, 1 to 2 beeps, 1 to 2 beeps, and they would be your advanced holds. So that's the neck area treated. You can leave the device going, go ahead, and I'm going to use a little bit of the Aqua Gel on the face. Like I mentioned to you all, I'm a little bit more on the oilier side. And again, go ahead and apply all the way under the eye down to the jawline. A little on the lip because we're going to be hitting these areas too. And then fill in. You're going to take your device and then literally kind of along where that nasal labial fold would be, not right next to the corner of the mouth. Remember, that's a circular muscle. We don't want to be pulling it. Otherwise, we'll end up with a Joker smile. So off center again, just to the side of the mouth, with the lowest sphere on the jaw, we're just going to glide back nice and slowly until we get to that 5-second beep again. Okay. Next, you're going to take that upper sphere, place it to the corner of the nose, and you're going to glide, really contouring out that cheekbone. Then you're going to reposition for that 3rd pass, a little bit closer, but away from the eye, just still on that orbital bone and cheekbone, gliding back towards the top of the ear, and then you're going to repeat that 2 more times. So it couldn't be simpler. Again, any questions coming in, Jacqueline?
Nope, not yet.
Okay. Awesome. And so the same movements that I'm doing here, you would be doing these same movements within the treatment room directly on your client. Again, it's super, super easy. What you're going to find is your client will literally just fall asleep. It's very, very soothing as a treatment. Again, as long as you've got enough of that activator applied to the skin, it's completely virtually subsensory. They shouldn't really feel anything at all. Okay. And then the last position, again, nice and slow. Okay, so the last region that we're going to work is the forehead. And again, if you wanted to do things like sculpting out, let's say, a cheek, you could do some advanced holds by kind of giving a cheek pop here. You could do some advanced holds on the jawline if this is another area of concern for you. and doing your 1 to 2 beep holds in this region as well. So a couple of different things that you can do, 1 to 2 second holds, just to really focus and get more of an advanced technique and treatment. So a little bit of our Aqua Gel again, just going to go ahead to the forehead. One of the other things that I will mention here, and it's probably going to happen to me because I can't see myself at all, so I'm just doing this from feel. But your hair is a conductor, okay, of electricity. So remember, this is a low-level electrical current. So try and make sure that your hair is out of the way, and make sure that you've taken that activator all the way up to the hairline as you work. So what we're going to do is we're going to work with the spheres horizontally, starting on the thick of the brow, just off center between the eyebrows, and really slowly just gliding up towards the hairline. So if you do touch on a hair, all you're going to feel, like I can feel it now, is like a little tugging, okay? Then the arch of the brow, so thick of the brow, arch of the brow, nice and slow, all the way up to the hairline. And then the tail of the brow, lifting all the way slowly up to the hairline, and then repeat 2 more times, okay? So once you've repeated those 2 more times, if you wanted to, again, you can do some advanced holds. For this, it's super, super simple. All you're going to do is 4 positions. Above the eyebrow here, gliding up towards the hairline, hold for 1 to 2 beeps. And then the arch and the tail, hold for 1 to 2 beeps, and glide up and hold again for 1 to 2 beeps. So super, super simple for your advanced holds and techniques as well. So let's go ahead, power that down. We're going to detach the facial trainer attachment, and then we're going to go ahead and attach the effective lip and eye attachment, that precision tool. We need to, again, activate, so we need that conductor. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of that Aqua Gel just around the eyes and above the brow region here as well, and a little around the mouth, so I can walk you through the techniques with this device. So again, power it on. I'm going to keep it on its highest level. Let's start with the eye region first. So again, circular muscle, we want to work from the outer eye inwards towards the center, because the origin and the insertion point are here in the center. So you're going to start on the outer corner of the eye, okay, and doing like a little rainbow or a little sort of arch all the way inwards towards the corner of the eye for 1. You're going to go up about a sphere's width and repeat that again, gently inwards towards the center. And then the third pass right underneath that lash line, still on the bone, inwards towards the inner corner. And you're going to repeat that again 2 more times. So super, super simple. You want to be very, very light with your technique as well. You don't want to be pulling any of the skin in and around the eye area. Then you're going to repeat, and you're going to do this on the upper region. So closest to the eye, okay? Still working over the orbital bone towards the inner corner of the eye. You're going to go up about a sphere's width. And again, arching in towards the inner corner of the eye. And then from, again, the outer corner, right underneath that eyebrow, working in towards the inner corner of the eye as well. Then you're going to repeat that 2 more times. And then the last 2 movements here, you can literally take the wands and position them right underneath the thick of the brow, lift and elevate, and hold for 1 to 2 beeps. This is where you're really going to see, you know, that real sort of improvement. You'll see the elevation of my brow. Then to the arch of the brow, lift and elevate, and hold for 1 to 2 beeps. And then the last one is the tail end of the brow. So again, hold 1 to 2 beeps. And then you're going to do your passes just here in the center. So you have your like corrugator muscle and your procerus muscle right here. So you want to do your motions in almost like an upward and slightly outward motion towards the center of the forehead. And you want to do about 3 slow passes. And this is great. Like sometimes I'll just get up in the morning and if my eyes are looking puffy, I'll just do this as a treatment and then follow up with the Fix device as well. So for the mouth, the lower half of the mouth region, you're just, again, off center, you're just holding in this region. So you're not lifting here, you're just holding just below that lip line, almost where the crease of the mouth and the chin are, 1 to 2 beeps. Then the outer corner, again, 1 to 2 beeps. And then you're going to do the upper region of the mouth. So the first one, again, just off center, you're going to do sort of a lifting motion. So you're going to elevate and lift the lip for 1 to 2 beeps. And then the outer corner of the mouth, lift and hold for 1 to 2 beeps. So this is really helping to sort of tighten, firm, and lift this muscle that does start to become slackened with age. Then you're going to do your 1 to 2 beeps along that nasal labial fold. So lift and hold for 1 to 2 beeps. And then closer to the nose, towards the corner of the nose, again, lift and hold for 1 to 2 beeps. Okay, so I don't know if you can see literally from doing that. First of all, you can see like the stimulation, right? Of like the actual circulation being stimulated in the skin. But you can also see the elevation in my brow. And then here you can see that cheek popping and contouring through here as well. Very, very instant results. But remember, it's cumulative as well. So you're going to see that if you do this that 5 times a week or the 2 to 3 times a week for maintenance, you're going to see that result really be super long lasting as well.
It looks so good, Emma. You can totally see it.
Yeah, thank you, Alex.
That
yeah.
jawline, it's so like lifted, but naturally lifted. I love how like natural it looks. It's not obvious. It's not like, what the heck happened to you?
Yeah, and it's like when you smile, when you've had this done as well, when you've done this side, even your smile is more elevated on one side than the other.
It's crazy. And I think that's a great technique to pay attention for all those in attendance, that's the best way to do it when you're in treatment is do half of their face, show your client the difference, and seeing is believing, and they're going to fall in love with it. And then obviously you would even them out because nobody deserves to be crooked.
Totally.
And then they just will fall in love with it because they'll see how incredibly easy it is, and you get results right away.
Yeah, absolutely. Could you walk them through real quick, Alex, just using the Fix? So again, applying your mask-like layer to an area. Let's say just do like the eyes and then between the brows there for me. That would be amazing.
Yeah,
so
I already have our Prep and Glow is already ready. I'm just going to lightly just cleanse off because I have sunscreen on here.
Perfect.
I'm also a big fan of the lips, so I'm going to go ahead and take that guy off.
That'd be amazing.
This is your Fix serum. I love this presentation because it does have that metal applicator, so it makes it super easy. You just squeeze out a little bit, apply, like Emma said, a mask-like layer. The skin should appear wet. And I love the fact that this has that applicator because it makes it so easy to do this on the go.
And because it's real metal and not just like a fake appearance of metal, like so it really has a great cooling feel. Yeah.
Yes, it's so soothing. My skin loved this device, so I always get a really great. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. The light turns on when it's active, and you can feel it buzzing in your hand. And then you're just going to do light sweeping motions and circles. So like the Trinity and the Mini is so easy, slow, and gentle. This one is like your quick fix. It's quick and rapid, and you're going to get those results. So nice. I tend to go back and forth like a windshield wiper. And then I'll go under the brow and go back and forth like that. Sometimes I'll do light flicks up to just give me that and you guys can already see how my brows are starting to lift like that. It just opens.
And then also you can do those like little tiny sort of circular motions on the crow's feet, or those kind of ziggy-zaggy ones. So the ziggy-zaggy ones kind of tend to increase a little bit more of that circulation versus those gentler movements as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, you guys can already see like my eyes are just opening up pretty significantly. And like I said, I haven't done it. I'm a night lifter, so I usually do all of my stuff at night.
So your body's like, wow, what's going on right now?
Yeah, my body's like, oh, it must be something special. It is. So again,
all right,
just
show us the quick lip flick there, Alex, as well.
Yeah.
Would you?
I'm going to go ahead and just reapply just a little bit because I can feel it dried down already. My skin loves this with that peptide in there. And then go ahead and turn the device on. You can actually go directly on the lip and lightly flick up. Just get those light baby muscles right there. As long as you have that conductor, you are not feeling anything other than this just like amazingly light massage, I feel like.
That's great.
You can get
I
those
actually
little
did
guys.
this to my lips the other night. I always did like the smoothing motion, like kind of just around the lines. But you guys had talked about this for so long, so I really tried it actually going from on the lip up. And like by the end of it, I was doing my makeup and I was like, what? It almost looks like I had like fillers in my lips a little bit, like in a good way. Like they looked
It really
so
is that like fine tune at your fingertips. It kind of gives it that blur,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it looked so much more plumped, but not in a lip plumper way. Like, yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. So while you're finishing up there, I'm going to quickly touch on the new body so that we can pass it back to Jacqueline. But, you know, our new body device is a phenomenal way to be able to take literally body confidence back into your own hands. So this launched back in 2017. It's an amazing device that really helps to, you know, sort of contour and lift and firm those areas of your skin. It helps to minimize and smooth the appearance of like those dimples that you might experience. You'll notice that it has 4 spheres versus 2, and that's because, remember, you know, adipose tissue or fat or oils are really creating the most resistance for electrical impulses within the body, and so does bone. And so we basically have these 4 that are going from 700 to 900 microamps to really target specific areas of concern. So easy to use. Again, make sure you've got clean, dry skin. You're going to take your chosen activator. We recommend using the Aqua Gel along with your new body device. You would apply it, let's say, for the upper arm region, that mask-like layer all over the skin. And then you're working in sort of inward motions towards the center of the body. Again, you've got that guide to glide. It's going to beep at 0.1, beep at 0.2 to remove it from the skin. And you can keep working that until it powers down after 5 minutes. So we recommend like 5 minutes per treatment area that you're working. I also recommend, in order to be consistent with use of the device, select 1 or 2 areas. I would say stick with 1. Like if your abdomen is the area of concern, just do 5 minutes a day, you know, for 5 days a week for the abdomen. And then when you go down to your 2 to 3 times a week for maintenance, then maybe add in another region. That way you're more likely to be more consistent with use, and then you're going to get the results that you're really truly looking for. And to cleanse it exactly the same way, you're just going to take a damp cloth to remove any of the excess activator, dry it thoroughly, and then store it in a clean, dry place. So again, just to sort of show you a couple of images here, we can see like a real transformation. This is actually one of our NuFACE colleagues that actually had these pictures taken after giving birth. And so you can really see a dramatic improvement in the area of the abdomen. You can see that the belly button region is opening right up. You can see the dimpling is minimized. Just a really, really fabulous result. And this was used 5 times a week. And again, here at the 30-day sort of mark, again, you can see the smoothing of those areas within the arm. You can see a little bit of a lift here as well as we're looking through that arm region too. And just that minimizing of like that sort of slackened loss of elasticity in the skin as well. There are some potential contraindications that we obviously need to be mindful of when we're using our devices. So for contraindications here, you know, we need to be sort of mindful of our clients. Anybody that has or is subject to seizures or epilepsy of any form, any recent sort of facial surgery or body surgery if you're using the new body device, pacemakers or electrical implanted devices as well. Somebody's got earrings in, it really is not a problem. It really works very specific to the area, so it's not traveling like, let's say, galvanic does within the body. Anybody with active skin cancers or cancer, pregnancy, and they're making sure that anybody under the age of 18, we wouldn't advise that they use it, plus they really shouldn't need to use it at that point. Then when we're thinking about the LED attachment, so for those, you know, as a contraindication here, it will be those, again, that are subject to, let's say, epilepsy or seizures because of the flashing, the intermittent flashing. We want to avoid the neck area, especially if there are any thyroid issues, because again, we're increasing that adenosine triphosphate. The light sensitivity, so that's more if somebody's got light sensitivities from flashing, or, you know, make sure that they are using the device at home in a very sort of well lit area. You're not going to notice that flashing so much, but if they do have any sort of clinical issues with light sensitivities, you know, we would not have them use it. Topical or systemic steroids being taken, pregnancy, and again under the age of 18. So when we look at the benefits side by side, our microcurrent is really going to help to tighten, lift, contour. It's great for slackened skin. It's going to re-energize the body's natural ionic flow. So it's going to normalize your cells to work at optimal levels, and it's going to increase the circulation for a healthy, you know, skin radiance. And then the light is going to help to trigger that collagen, that elastin production. It's going to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, and it's going to overall improve the skin's texture as well, and help with regeneration of the cells in the skin too. So, sorry we're running a little long here. I will pass it over to Jacqueline. Jacqueline, if you want to jump on, and I'll be here to answer any questions for anybody.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for all of that, Emma. So informative, always so in-depth, so thorough, you know, definitely really good person to learn from. So I'm really excited that she was able to host this for you all. I just wanted to include just a few images. We have so many different types of marketing materials created, which your owners and managers can access on the library, but just so you can have a little bit of like a sneak peek look at what it looks like, you know, just as branding, price for the upgrade, the quick lift, all of that. And if you want to go to the next slide, Emma. So we do have even more training. So you have a full folder on the LMS under training, Canadian content, EST content. There's the full NuFACE certification there. So you can present a certificate that you are certified on all of the devices, the technology. We have the full training checklist, so that way you can also practice hands-on in the spa. And overall, you'll just feel much more confident in the service. Again, the microcurrent technology, all of the different products, their ingredients, how-tos. So definitely browse around there, because we also have our full resource library on there as well, with all of our archived webinars that we've had hosted around NuFACE. And so our different service offerings. So how does this look for you in the treatment room? On the left is all of the actual NuFACE codes. So you'll notice that the fix isn't on here because it's really not something that we have a specific service for. Connect with your owner and manager on how you'll be offering that. Most commonly, most spas will be offering it possibly in the first 30 days to all clients, but most popularly after is anytime somebody is upgrading to increase that value in that service, pairing that with the fix. And the reason being is because it does retail so well, and it's a quick 3-minute service, or even just pairing that with anytime you perform any NuFACE service, that would work too. But we have the brow lift, we have Clarity and Dermalogica NuFACE upgrades. We have Clarity and Dermalogica standalone 30-minute quick lifts. We have the neck lift. We have the new body, and these are all going to be in your facial protocols. On the right-hand side are going to be services that Microcurrent is encompassed in. So it's not necessarily, you know, a service code of NuFACE, but NuFACE is included in these protocols. So we have the Clarity Glow and Go, which is going to be a 30-minute service featuring red LED and NuFACE. Really good retail crossover, as you can pair that with a NuFACE device or an LED or possibly a Trinity all-in-one for really all of the aspects for at home. We also have the Pro Power Eye Peel, which will feature two different NuFACE devices. It will feature the L attachment while the peel patches are on, and then it will feature the NuFACE Fix after you've used the cooling eye wands. We also have the Premium Brightening Facial with Dermalogica, which you'll use that Biolumin C Pro Serum with the actual NuFACE device several times to encourage brightening, facial circulation, of course, lifting, tightening, and toning, but Dee will be able to go much more in depth with a lot of these than I can. And then we also have the Pro Firm Neck Plus Skin. So that one is tightening and toning that neck area and really giving a full workout for that neck. So on the next slide, we have the protocol webinars. So these have already been scheduled back to back, Monday and Tuesday, March 14th and March 15th. So once I distribute these slides, you can go ahead and register. These have already been shared in the newsletter, so you can connect with your owner and manager on those, but they will go much more in depth into incorporating NuFACE in some of their services or just the protocols that they have that incorporate the NuFACE services. And I want to thank you all so much for joining us today. Special thank you to Emma for hosting, Alex for helping. And last minute, if you have any questions, please feel free to type it into the chat. I am so excited for you all to be launching NuFACE in your spas. And I can't wait to hear some of your feedback, client results, and how much you're loving it.
Yeah, thank you all so much for joining us today. I know there was a lot of information to cover, but I hope that you were able to absorb a lot of that. And, I hope that you enjoy your upcoming NuFACE, sort of more in-depth training as well. So thank you for having me, Jacqueline.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Likewise. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.